PIB Radio Network. Petulance in Broadcasting.
Listen, we've all been there. The ER doctor backed by a line of judgmental faces on nurses' bodies. But not the sexy kind of nurses. Get your head out of the gutter. Their looks all say the same thing. Asking and criticizing at the same time. How did that get in there? You don't need to see the x-ray to know what they're talking about. You can already feel it. That's why it's so hard to sit down right now. And I fell on it. Simply won't do. That's why you need the ER alibi. The friendly faces for finding things in unusual places. No need to ever feel ashamed again. No need to scramble for plausible excuses. We've got you covered. No one would doubt those thick reading glasses with a red bead chain behind the neck. As the female librarian, older than the antique book section, looks through them down her nose at the good doctor and declares, "He's a black market archaeologist, smuggling precious artifacts out of a war zone to preserve the culture of an ancient civilization." Not when she follows it by pressing her lips like a smart person. It's perfectly obvious that's why that tall, Oscar-shaped statue has its head that close to your prostate. Or how about the professional lion tamer, dressed like Dr. Livingston, I presume, when he takes off his pith helmet, hangs his head with heavy, closed eyes, and proclaims, "We were practicing a spectacular new trick for the Children's Benefit Show to save little ones from leukemia," when the beast missed its mark and accidentally jammed that oversized cheese log so far up there it could plug a leak in the Hoover Dam. There are thousands more. Cooks, nuns, firemen, the creepy old guy from Jaws, judges complete with robes with those thick white wigs, George Washington who never told a lie, and cute little puppies that can throw even the sharpest, discerning mind off their game. They've got the biggest tongues with bigger hearts. The puppies, not those other ones. You want ER alibis to save your butt, but more importantly, what's inside of it?
Pentagon launches Kickstarter for new missiles in Iran. The Pentagon launched a Kickstarter campaign to buy missiles and bombs for Operation Epic Fury. Standard 6 missiles don't buy themselves, and at $4.3 million a pop, only you can defend freedom and liberty abroad. They already spent all their money on 3 million gallons of orange hair dye for the next fiscal year, replacing a flat on the beast, buying a 25% stake in a robotic ping pong company from South Korea on Shark Tank. You can drop another $2.5 million on Somali fraud in Minnesota, or you can help Uncle Sam deal patriotic death and destruction over downtown Bandar Abbas with a Tomahawk cruise missile. Perks for top-tier contributors include your name stenciled onto the nose of a Tomahawk, on-site visit to watch your missile being launched from a ship or sub, or the backseat of an FA-18F Super Hornet. How would you like to sit side saddle in a B-2 dropping a 2,000-pound precision guided bomb? Give enough, and the pilot will sing your name like an angelic chorus and shout "Yeehaw" as the bomb falls. Contribute 7 figures or more, and you'll get to ride the missile down to the target, waving your cowboy hat like Dr. Strangelove. Receive a private in-person briefing of the damage your missile caused, complete with satellite before and after photos and battle damage assessment. The chance to submit suggestions for what targets your missile hits next. A target that reads, "I bombed the Ayatollah into oblivion and all I got was this lousy t-shirt." For mid-tier contributors, you'll get a text when your missile or bomb is fired with customized bloody emojis to signify the terrible death struck to the enemy. A chunk of debris from the target site. A special truth social from President Trump calling you a total loser by name. Commentary. Mayonnaise is a plot by the communists to poison capitalists with gradually accumulating amounts of cholesterol, even the low-fat stuff. They're very patient people. And let's go ahead and throw in the Jews while we're at it. There's no reason to, just because. They're making things taste good to trick us into triggering our own demise with high cholesterol so they can move in and take over. It's a Marxist plot to take down the proletariat. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte squeezed a lollipop inside his armpit and declared every country must each lick it as a condition of membership.
So no country in the world should accept it. The regional countries in the world should accept it.
Even if he sprays it with hand sanitizer between each lick.
The United States will not accept that condition.
Have you seen how hairy his pits are? I don't think he uses deodorant either.
It's an illegal condition that they're demanding.
Not only did the French refuse use of our air bases there, but they took all of our pilots' baguettes and used their cheese wedges to wipe their butts.
That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to us, but it should be unacceptable to the world.
Is it true you're struggling to decide what kind of wallpaper to use in the State Department between bright yellow polka dots and the Willy Wonka stuff with the snozberries?
We will achieve those objectives. We are well on our way or ahead of schedule. We will achieve them in weeks, not months.
Do we have the technology now to turn jellyfish into actual jelly, like blueberry or raspberry?
The United States could do that now. The Chinese could do it in the South China Sea.
The plastic wrap on a tray of cookies at the store was torn and I took one out. Do I have anything to worry about?
You'll be put in jail.
Do you think Coke Zero tastes just as good as regular Coke without the sugar?
That's the only thing that's changed.
The Israeli Mossad reported the people of Iran excel in a number of unusual areas such as ventriloquism, juggling, macroeconomics, mud wrestling, three-card Monty, and they've even got a guy who can run the same gauntlet that Richard Gere did in that King Arthur movie, First Night. Do you think they can monetize any of that?
The people of Iran are incredible people, very resourceful, very entrepreneurial, but it's the regime that's been a problem.
The CIA also reports a number of rabbit chihuahuas bouncing off Iranian trampolines across the Gulf into Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, among other places. Why would they do something like that?
They only have one purpose, and that is to attack Saudi Arabia and the UAE and Qatar and Kuwait and Bahrain.
Why them?
That is the range of these weapons.
The New York Times also reported they plan to make a ton of paper airplanes to mildly annoy us when we attack.
They've built extraordinary numbers of them.
Here in America, the ASPCA has refused to give up its own immense nuclear stockpile.
But they have to choose that path, and for 47 years they've refused that path.